Trust takes years to build, seconds to break, and forever to repair. Betrayal is one of the most painful experiences we can face, shaking our foundation and questioning our judgments. But have you ever wondered how a Sigma female, with her unique blend of independence and introspection, handles such a deep cut? It's not just about resilience or moving on, it's a masterclass in turning pain into power, silence into strength, and loss into self-discovery. Let's delve into the extraordinary ways Sigma females navigate betrayal, transforming it into a catalyst for their growth and unyielding success. At number 1, emotional alchemy. Sigma females have a knack for turning life's lemons into the best damn lemonade you've ever tasted, and betrayal is no exception. When faced with a stab in the back, they don't just wallow in self-pity. Oh no, they take that pain and churn it into a powerhouse of creativity and productivity. Picture this, a Sigma female who's just been betrayed by a close friend or partner. Instead of binge-watching sad movies and drowning in ice cream, she dives headfirst into a project she's passionate about. Her emotions are raw and potent, and she channels every ounce of that intensity into her work. It's like emotional alchemy. She transforms hurt into a kind of creative gold. That novel she always wanted to write? Suddenly, she's cranking out pages like a literary machine, the betrayal fueling her narrative with vivid emotion. The business idea she had on the back burner? Now she's pouring every ounce of energy into making it a reality, driven by a fierce determination to succeed and leave the betrayal in the dust. Sigma females don't just bounce back. They catapult themselves forward, often achieving their most impressive feats when they're burning with the fire of betrayal. There's a certain irony in this transformation. While the betrayer might expect them to be licking their wounds, they're instead becoming more formidable, more accomplished, and often more famous for their work. It's like emotional recycling. Nothing is wasted. Even the most gut-wrenching betrayal becomes a stepping stone to greater heights. So, when life throws them the curveball of betrayal, Sigma females don't just catch it, they hit it out of the park. They take that emotional turmoil and craft it into something spectacular, often leaving the betrayer wondering what the heck just happened. It's a mix of resilience, creativity, and a bit of a middle finger to those who wronged them, all wrapped up in one impressive package. Number 2, calculated detachment. When a Sigma female gets betrayed, she doesn't go off the deep end with tears and tantrums. Instead, she goes full Sherlock Holmes, analyzing the betrayal from every angle like it's the latest mystery novel she can't put down. She doesn't let emotions cloud her judgment. She's all about the facts and logic. Think of it like this. While most people would be crying into their pillows, she's making a mental flowchart of how and why the betrayal happened. It's almost as if she's conducting an internal investigation, complete with a suspect board and red string connecting all the dots. This calculated detachment means she's not reacting impulsively. She's planning her next move with the precision of a chess grandmaster. The betrayer might expect an emotional explosion, but instead, they get the cold, hard stare of someone who's already 10 steps ahead. She's evaluating the situation, considering the consequences, and deciding on the most strategic course of action. It's like watching someone do emotional calculus. She's solving for X, while everyone else is still stuck on the basic arithmetic of their feelings. This doesn't mean she's heartless. Far from it. She feels the sting just like anyone else, but she processes it differently. Her ability to detach and think clearly means she can handle the betrayal with a level of composure that leaves others in awe. Instead of being consumed by rage or sadness, she channels her energy into understanding what went wrong and how to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. In the end, her calculated detachment isn't about being cold or unfeeling. It's about maintaining control and making smart decisions. It's her way of turning a negative situation into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement, all while keeping her dignity intact. Plus, it's a lot more satisfying to outsmart a betrayer than to give them the satisfaction of seeing her break down. Number 3, self-reliant healing. When betrayal hits, Sigma females don't rush to a pity party with friends. They're more likely to throw a solo soiree of self-reliance. Instead of leaning on others for emotional support, they become their own best therapists. diving into activities that help them process their feelings on their own terms. They might go on long hikes, where the only thing they have to listen to is the rustle of leaves and their own thoughts. Or they might pick up a book that's been gathering dust on their shelf, losing themselves in a world far removed from their own drama. It's like they have this superpower to turn inward and find solace in their own company without needing a chorus of, "You're better off without them," from their friends. Hobbies become their refuge. They might take up painting even if they can barely draw a stick figure, splashing their emotions onto the canvas in a riot of colors. Or they might decide to learn a new instrument, channeling their feelings into music, each note a step toward healing. It's not about being antisocial, it's about finding peace and strength within themselves. This self-reliant healing isn't just about getting through the tough times, it's about coming out stronger and more self-assured. They don't need anyone else to validate their pain or their recovery process. They know they've got the resilience to handle it all on their own. Plus, there's a certain satisfaction in knowing they've managed their emotions without turning into a sobbing mess in front of others. It's like giving a nod to their inner strength, acknowledging that they don't need anyone else to patch them up. They've got this, all by themselves, and they emerge from the ordeal even more confident in their ability to tackle life's challenges. If you're enjoying the insights and finding them valuable, consider subscribing to the Sigma Female Dynasty channel for more content like this. Your support means a lot and helps us continue creating great videos. Thanks for watching. Number 4. Silent revenge. When Sigma females are betrayed, they don't plot elaborate revenge schemes like a soap opera villain. Instead, they embrace the art of silent revenge. They channel their hurt and frustration into becoming so successful and happy that the betrayer can't help but feel a twinge of regret every time they hear about their latest achievements. Sigma females take the high road, but with a twist. They work harder, get fitter, and shine brighter. That project at work? They nail it and get a promotion. That hobby they were just dabbling in? They turn it into a side hustle that's raking in cash. And that sense of fulfillment and happiness they cultivate, it radiates, making them even more magnetic. Their social media feeds become a highlight reel of wins and adventures. While the betrayer might have expected to see posts dripping with cryptic sadness, they instead see nothing but glowing success stories and epic new experiences. It's like every picture and post says, "Look what you're missing out on." This isn't just about making the betrayer feel bad, it's about genuinely improving their own lives. Sigma females know that the best revenge is living well. They don't waste time plotting payback because they're too busy leveling up. Every accomplishment is a silent but powerful reminder to the betrayer of what they threw away. Sigma females turn betrayal into a catalyst for becoming their best selves. They don't need to shout or scheme. Their success speaks volumes. It's a win-win situation. They get to move on and thrive, while the betrayer is left to stew in their own mistakes. And if that isn't the best kind of revenge, what is? Number 5. Strategic withdrawal. When Sigma females face betrayal, they don't get into shouting matches or public dramas. Instead, they perform a masterful act of strategic withdrawal, slipping out of the betrayer's life like a stealthy ninja. One day they're there, and the next they're a ghost. It's not about running away, but about taking control. They know that arguing and confrontations are just energy drains. Instead, they quietly and efficiently cut the betrayer out. Unfriended, blocked, and deleted, the Sigma female leaves no digital trace. It's as if the betrayer was a character in a TV show that got written off in the most anticlimactic way possible. While others might send long, dramatic texts or make tearful phone calls, Sigma females go for the clean break. No explanations, no second chances. Their silence says it all. "You're not worth my time or my energy." This approach leaves the betrayer puzzled, wondering what hit them. They're left with their own thoughts, and that's a powerful kind of revenge in itself. Sigma females don't do this out of spite, but out of self-preservation. By removing the toxic person from their life, they make space for positivity and growth. It's like spring cleaning, but for the soul. They focus on themselves and their goals, leaving the past exactly where it belongs, in the past. And while they're at it, they maintain their dignity and self-respect. No groveling, no begging for explanations. Just a smooth, classy exit. It's the ultimate power move, showing that they're in control of their narrative and won't let anyone else write their story. Number 6. Critical reflection. When a Sigma female gets betrayed, she doesn't just brush it off and move on. Instead, she dives into a deep session of critical reflection. It's like she turns into her own life coach, questioning and analyzing every detail of what happened, but not to wallow in self-blame. She asks herself the hard questions. What red flags did I miss? How did this person slip past my usually sharp radar? It's not about beating herself up, but about learning from the experience. She's like a detective piecing together clues, figuring out how to avoid similar pitfalls in the future. It's her way of ensuring she gets wiser, not bitter. This process isn't just some quick, superficial assessment. She goes deep, like she's conducting a personal audit. She might even jot down notes, turning her insights into a guide for better judgment next time. It's like she's writing a playbook for navigating relationships with even more precision and awareness. And while this might sound intense, it's done with a sense of humor. She can laugh at herself for not seeing the obvious and for getting duped. It's her way of keeping things light and not letting the betrayal overshadow her spirit. So I trusted a snake. Lesson learned. Time to snake-proof my life, she might joke to herself. By the end of this reflective journey, she's come out not just healed, but fortified. She understands human behavior better, including her own. She's refined her judgment, making it harder for any future betrayers to slip through. It's like upgrading her internal security system. The betrayal becomes not just a painful memory, but a pivotal learning moment that shapes her into an even sharper, more discerning individual. Number 7. Guarded vulnerability. When betrayal strikes, Sigma females master the art of guarded vulnerability. It's a delicate balance they strike, being open enough to form genuine connections, but not so exposed that they're easily hurt again. Think of it as emotional fencing. They're skilled at parrying and thrusting, knowing when to let people in and when to keep their guard up. After a betrayal, they don't shut down or build an impenetrable wall around their hearts. Instead, they become more selective. It's like they've installed a high-tech security system with facial recognition at the entrance to their emotional world. Only those who pass the rigorous vetting process get in. They still form deep, meaningful relationships, but they're smarter about it. They've learned from past hurts, and now they watch for red flags with the precision of a hawk. If someone starts showing signs of being untrustworthy, they're out before they can even think about causing harm. This approach isn't about paranoia or cynicism. Sigma females still believe in the goodness of people, but they're realistic. They know not everyone deserves a front row seat in their lives. It's a way of protecting their hearts while still remaining open to love and friendship. And let's be honest, this method has its perks. It weeds out the drama-prone, the unreliable, and the toxic individuals. What's left is a curated circle of genuinely good people who appreciate and respect their boundaries. It's quality over quantity, and it works wonders. With this guarded vulnerability, Sigma females maintain their authenticity and warmth without becoming jaded. They show that it's possible to be both strong and sensitive, discerning yet open. They've turned the art of emotional self-defense into a graceful dance, ensuring they never have to face another betrayal unprepared. Number 8. NonConformist Resilience. When Sigma females face betrayal, their nonconformist resilience kicks in like a superpower. They aren't shaped by societal expectations or the need for validation from others. Their strength comes from within, making them practically bulletproof to the emotional blows that would knock others down. Instead of falling apart, they see betrayal as just another bump in the road. They've always marched to the beat of their own drum, so why let someone else's actions derail them? They treat betrayal like an annoying fly, swat it away, and move on. They don't need a cheerleading squad to pick themselves up. They're their own biggest supporters. Sigma females aren't defined by their relationships, but by their own goals and aspirations. Their sense of self-worth isn't tied to anyone else's approval. If someone betrays them, it's not a reflection of their value, but of the betrayer's flaws. They understand this deeply, and it fortifies them against emotional setbacks. Their resilience is also practical. They don't waste time moping around. Instead, they redirect their energy into things that matter to them, whether it's a passion project, career advancement, or personal development. It's like they have an internal switch that flips from hurt to hustle. Humor plays a role too. Sigma females can laugh at the absurdity of betrayal. "Well, that was a plot twist I didn't see coming," they might quip, turning a painful experience into a punchline. This ability to find humor in dark times helps them stay grounded and keep perspective. In essence, their nonconformist resilience means they don't crumble under betrayal because their foundation is solid and self-built. They're not living for anyone else's approval, so when someone lets them down, they simply keep going, stronger and more determined than ever. It's this independence and inner strength that makes them so formidable, no matter what life throws their way. Thank you, damsels, for tuning in. See you in the next vid and bye.